Hello friends. Now I'm continuing the topic of the earlier section. Determine departmental position and abilities. See, when we are thinking about division of work, we have to think about the person who has to do the work. So here you keep in your mind, I am talking about distribution of work to the person as per his abilities. So the capacity of the person is necessary to be taken in consideration when the distribution of work is being done properly. Okay. So once the work is being decided, now the second step comes. Divide the work to the proper person who is able to handle the work in right manner as per required capacity, abilities and the position of responsibility. See, a person sometime is declared as the degree holder in required qualification by the different departments in the advertisement of the job. Why they are declaring the degrees? To verify the ability and capacity of the person only. The experience is not a last, but the specific knowledge in theoretical manner. With experience, both are necessary to be taken in consideration. Remember this thing. So when the deciding the work, we need to think about capacity of person. As example given in your book, sales officer for sales department. So here what will be the degree is required, you think? Marketing based degree, right? Second, the experience is required. That how much experience? See, all time experience is not a matter. Sometime in advertisement they are also saying that freshers are also welcomed. Means all time experience is not last, but some degrees, some experience are required as per the position. One example I am giving. If any person is being appointed as the managing director in the company, any more degree could be asked in the interview. They will be asked by the interview committee. They will be asked by the interview committee about only one question. What will they do to handle such a situation? So here, as per their words, their capacity will be decided. So it is not necessary that every word should, as per necessary criteria, may come out of their mouth, but how they explain their capacity will decide their abilities. So position and abilities are necessary to be taken in mind at the time of division of work to different people. Is that clear? Okay. Now I am talking about the fifth point of the total steps. Delegate power and responsibility. As I have told earlier, delegate means distribute. See, the divisional head of any enterprise, the subdivisional heads of any enterprise are being decided as per the skill and their capabilities. So, when they are being appointed as heads only, responsibilities will not given to them, but their power will also be decided. Why the power? Power means the authority to get work from others. So the subordinate must listen their orders, because the responsibility is not only one side work, but the power is other side of the responsibility. When you have the responsibility on other side, you must needed the power to get work from others and achieve the goal. So clarifying the person's post, some delegation of authority and responsibilities both are required. Any person may needed for his power to get work from other. When he is being assigned his responsibility, assigned means given responsibility to him, at that time he will ask for power, that from whom he has to get the work. He may also ask that, may I needed to be introduced them. Introduce means inform them that I am their superior, that they have to answerable to me. Answerable means ready to answer to whom. So all these things are creating power, authority and responsibility of the person. In that way he could get work from others in proper manner. Otherwise he could not get the work from others. Sometimes in government we see that to adjust some ministers, the head of the government means Prime Minister, appoint him as a minister, but at that time he is not giving him any portfolio or the authority. It means he will sit in the office, but nobody will go to him to get the sign. Just he will sit, because government want to get relaxation from obstacled person. So they are being given power to sit in the office, but no distribution of work with them. So in this case you have seen, I have said they will sit in the office, but no distribution of work with him. So here he is being settled to reduce the problem of the government and the party. But in any institution, can you see this kind of the situation? No. In any institution you will find that the person is being appointed, he will be given work, with him some other subordinates will be introduced to them, that this is your head, you have to work with them. This is the introduction between superior and subordinate. This is for what reason? To get knowledge that who has to work with whom. It is necessary to be done. Okay friends. So the next point is coming, establishment of interrelationship, that I have already started to discuss. After the proper distribution of work, and delegation of authority, power and responsibilities, different department personnel means people of the different department are needed to be create interrelationship between them. So everybody should be informed by each other that who will ask to whom about what kind of the power and the duties. So in that way, the clarification will come of the relationship in formal manner. Formal manner means official way. In informal way, I could say two people are friends but out of office. But when they are entering to the department, one is the head and the second is the subordinate. So both will be in touch with each other out of the office as a friend. But when entering to the office, they both will come in contact with each other as the subordinate and the superiors. So it is called interrelationship in the formal way or the official way or the legal way, I could say. So here it is a necessary for proper departmentalization of the work and for decentralization of power and the responsibility. Decentralize means distribute the power and responsibility from top to bottom. It is called decentralization. Not to keep all power with self is called decentralization, but distribute the power to your subordinates over their subordinates. Managing director, next level is assistant manager, next level is manager, then the assistant manager, then the departmental head, then the last one is foreman, jobber and supervisor. So here the distribution of power from top to bottom will continue. And lastly, the worker and the other employees have to follow the supervisor. They will follow to the departmental manager. They will follow to the general manager. They will follow to the managing director. So in that way, the relationship will create between different levels. Okay, last point is prepare organizational chart. As we have understood that the outsider may come to any office. He want to be knowledgeable about company's structure. So in that situation, the perfect idea is necessary to be given them, but will not be said person to person, but it will be said by a proper chart that this is the head of the company, this is managing director, these are board of directors. A proper map will be placed behind the reception hall in front of the reception desk, so the outsider could get idea of the company, and it will be prepared in a proper manner so everybody should get idea of it, and sometime it could be placed on the notice board so the every person could get proper idea of the company, because here it is a company's different persons position is being declared, so the all people should get knowledgeable by it. Right, my friends? So today I have completely discussed about steps for formation of organization. right my friends? Okay.